By now, I'm sure you've played a few games of Caldera and you've realized that there are a few Easter eggs and secrets lying around. Well, that's an understatement, as there's a ridiculous amount of Easter eggs, and I thought I'd take it upon myself to bring every single Easter egg into one video. We'll be going over everything from simple throwbacks to awesome secrets, and even hints to future Easter eggs coming in later seasons. This video has taken a really long time to put together, so I really appreciate if you watch the entire thing. I guarantee you'll learn something new, and if you do, let me know by dropping a thumbs up. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single Easter egg in Warzone, be sure to subscribe to this channel. We're kicking things off with our first Easter egg. Is a very interesting area between Arsenal and Docks, which is a full-on shootout target practice area where you have not one, not two, but 3 different distances of targets to take out. And the coolest part about this is if we go all the way up to these targets, we can see that one of them is a watermelon. Now, any diehard Call of Duty fan should immediately recognize the modern warfare vibes to this target practice, especially with those watermelons.
Nice. Your fruit killing skills are remarkable.
It's what Gaz would have always wanted. Now, by no means is this area useful in normal matches, but it's a cool little detail to discover. Now, on the topic of details, this next Easter egg is a massive thing for the future of this map. If we make our way over to Lagoon, we're going to see 2 cool things straight off the bat. The first is we're going to see a crashed plane that's just beached here on the edge of the map. But then if we go further across on the other side of the beach, we'll notice this massive manhole cover. Now, currently, there is no way to access this, but we know there are some incredible secrets underneath, and there's not one, but there's 4 of them around the map. Now, this ties in directly with the intro cinematic for Warzone Season 1, where we see Captain Butcher and Task Force Trident land on the Caldera map. Captain Butcher is forced to crash land his plane somewhere safe after it's been shot down by the Germans. As we look at the plane here beached upon the shore, we can see it matches exactly with where the plane is in the actual map here in Lagoon. That in itself is a really cool little Easter egg, but further on in the cutscene, Butcher walks across the beach and comes across a manhole cover exactly like the one we've discovered in Lagoon. However, we see him open it, revealing a ladder that goes down very far underground, and we see the detailing on the top of the cover, which has a German logo with the year 1939 etched on the bottom. I have a great suspicion that these are going to become our new underground bunkers of this map, where at some point we'll be able to open these, go underground, and find a ton of awesome secrets. Storyline of Warzone Caldera takes place 5 years after this date we're seeing, which means Germans have occupied this island for over 5 years. And we can learn a little bit more about all of this with some other Easter eggs shortly, but yeah, there are 4 known locations for these manhole covers. The first one we've got here is in the Lagoon. The second location can be found in the fields part of the map, which is next to these 2 little silo looking things, and this one's just out in the open. What's interesting is that this one is in like the middle part of the map, whilst Lagoon is bottom left. So if we can use these in the future, look at how far you can traverse the map underground potentially. A third location can be found in the waterfall under Peak, and what makes this even more interesting is the fact that right next to it you've got like these pallets with a big radio next to it, and that looks really suspicious, like that is gonna be for something tied to this. I can almost guarantee it. And then the last one is easily the hardest to find, and this is over in ruins by these tents, and as you can see, it's covered with debris and moss, so it's really difficult to see, almost like whoever's behind this tried to make sure that this one out of all of the others was the most hidden. As genuinely, you'd run past this and you'd never ever notice it, but once you know it's there, it's very obvious. Now, there could be more to it than just this, as one of the studios that helped create this map, High Moon Studios, tweeted what treasures might hide in these ruins. Looking forward to finding out. We definitely have discovered one of them, but who knows if there could be more in the future. Now, this couldn't be a Warzone Easter egg video without pointing out the biggest Easter egg of all, and that is the return of the bunkers. Now, if you guys remember in Verdansk, there was a lot of bunkers that had a lot of exciting Easter eggs over the seasons, including a fairly complex Easter egg that involved you having to find different telephones that rang around Verdansk, or collecting different colors of access cards being red, blue. That was back in the modern era. We don't know exactly how these bunkers work in 1940, but you can find this right underneath the peak of the volcano. Now, at the moment, as it stands, there is no prompt going up to the keypad to actually activate this thing. So we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on it, but seeing as this is a bunker right underneath the peak of the volcano, it seems like this is going to be a very deep bunker with lots of awesome stuff hiding within. As soon as they add how to activate this bunker, I'll be making a video, so be sure to subscribe. Now, this next Easter egg is one which I'm sure some of the veteran Warzone Easter egg players will remember from Verdansk for Season 6 of Modern Warfare. If you make your way to the capital city of Caldera and head into one of the main buildings here, you'll see there are a bunch of paintings which are very, very strange. They are unique to this building and they have no names underneath. Now, if you remember, back during Season 6 of Modern Warfare, there was an Easter egg in Verdansk where you could activate the secret train that will take you to a new platform. It involved inputting a code which activated a bunch of nameplates that would appear under paintings that you'd need to match up. And I have a suspicion with the blank nameplates for these paintings, there's going to be something similar. Not only that, but if you come into the main office upstairs in this capital city building, you'll see a huge painting in like this director's room. And this matches one of the big paintings that we saw in this Easter egg on Verdansk. There's also a few suspicious film canisters as well. Considering that this map is mainly based off the fact that Germans have been occupying it for the last few years, I am a little suspicious. Let's talk about some awesome throwback Easter eggs, as there's a few secret areas in this map, just like Verdansk originally had. If you make your way over to the docks and head towards the back, you will see that there is one area that has a lot of shipping containers, almost like the docks just got a brand new shipment of them. What I'm trying to get at is that we have shipment within the new Warzone map, literally one-to-one for how we have it in the Vanguard multiplayer. Now, if that's a good thing, if it brings some good memories or some frustrating moments, is up to you, but you can definitely find a few chests here along your path if you do land docks. It's always nice to see a familiar map return into a massive Warzone map. But that's not the most exciting new map area to me, as this is without doubt one of my favorite Easter eggs in the entire map. And this is a secret area near Runway, which is a complete recreation of Nacht Der Untoten from Call of Duty World at War Zombies. Now, that map was originally based off a World at War multiplayer map called Airfield, which was also a campaign mission. So there's definitely some similarities between all three of them, but I do believe the indoor section of this area takes a lot of inspiration from the original Zombies map. And there are some incredible Easter eggs in here, which are real head scratchers. There's a newspaper here called the 1 Million Times that has an interesting front page headline. We've got two headlines there, but what we're focusing on is the image in the middle, which is of a silhouetted couple looking at the magic wheel from Infinite Warfare Zombies. That's right. That is what you're seeing. Now, I believe this has been seen before in some past Call of Duty games as like a throwaway leftover asset, but it is very suspicious nonetheless. And what's even more exciting is that there is a piece of paper here with a German message which relates to the storyline from Sledgehammer's last Zombies game. But translating what we can of this, it says, "I took your renewed request seriously. It pains, however, that I have to repeat my command, Commandant." And something with the body of the deceased soldiers, regardless of their position and physical condition, they must be transported to Mittelberg, Bavaria immediately. Now, I do believe this is just a leftover asset, as this was discovered during Rebirth Island when it first came out. So it's just some additional detail, but it is very curious nonetheless and gets you thinking of the what ifs. Now, if we come into the mystery box room, you can see the corner there where the original mystery box spawn is. And there's a really curious chalk drawing here of an MP40. A little bit too detailed, in my opinion, for just a bit of decoration. And if we head up those iconic staircase, buying the debris to take us to the upstairs section here, there is a sort of war room table, which has a complete map of Caldera that the Germans have had listed and drawn up. And again, we have the same symbol with the same year as what we see on that manhole cover of 1939. Translating this, it says, "Pacific Field, the German Third Reich mainland. All information comes from the High Command Armed Forces." I believe this is one of the only places where you can find this big of a map blown up like this from the perspective of the Germans. Not only that, but they also have another huge map up here which shows several other islands. Which really gets you thinking, what exactly is going on here? Furthermore, there's a little bit more of an exploration in these top rooms. You can also open up to take you to the original stairs that the zombies would climb up into the window. And because this is Warzone, you could climb onto the top of the Nacht Der Untoten building if you really wanted to. Now, if you head on back to Lagoon and you make your way all the way to the far back, you will notice that there is a grapple that you can take down to a secret underground cave where you can find a few supply boxes with some loot. And there's a few of these dotted around the map, and they're just very, very cool because they don't stick out very much and you wouldn't be none the wiser to them. But there's some interesting equipment here, which looks like it could either be just nice background detail, or there could be something more to them in the future. Another great secret area is by mines, and there are 4 different entrances into these secret underground mines that honestly puts the mines from Verdansk 84 to shame. This is a deep underground mine with a load of awesome loot around for you to get, as well as some suspicious areas, like there's an X marks the spot here for another part of the mines, which could open up at some point. You can see there has been a lot of life lived in here. There are several different ways to get in and out of the mines. There's some crates as well, and there's even a grapple which will take you up when you need to in times of trouble. But if you need to get around the mines area or get closer to the peak without being outdoors in the open, then definitely consider taking the mines. Just like with any good secret, X marks the spot, so if you see it, make your way in there. Now, upon your travels in Caldera, I'm sure you've been thrown into the gulag at least once, and during the cutscene, you see yourself dragged near the mines and thrown deep underground. But did you know you can actually find the exact shaft that everyone that enters the gulag is thrown down into by the mines as well? In this specific part of the map, if you look here, you'll see the exact same shaft. You can see that arrow pointing downwards. There's the sign that says that you'll fall to your death if you go in there. And I threw a grenade into it and I didn't hear the explosion, so that's when you know it's a very, very deep hole. And the last cool Easter egg takes us back to the waterfalls underneath the peak. And at certain times where sunlight is casting through, it will go through the waterfall, producing this beautiful rainbow. Now, we all already know that this map is absolutely beautiful, but this is where it just shows all the colors under the rainbow, literally. But I think we'll leave it there for Easter eggs in this video, guys. I'm going to definitely be uploading another video very soon, updating you on that huge Easter egg hunt with the bunkers and everything else we've talked about with the underground manholes. If you enjoyed this video today and you learned something new, be sure to let me know in the comment section. Be sure to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss out on more awesome videos like this.